Hey guys, I am so excited to talk about the two concepts about mastering your mind in order to master your money. In the previous video, we talked about the consistency, we talked about creating habits and all of those things and how they combined in together for your results. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about the science behind setting the right goals, what it means to set the right goals, and why a lot of people all the time actually don't have the right goals set so they don't attain much more in life. That is going to stop right now. That is going to stop right now. So as you pay attention to this, if you're a note taker, please take some notes. Please draw out the concepts that we will talk about right now, because it's in you writing it out that you will start to understand it. And as you guys know, when you understand it so much, you then teach it to someone, you in turn understand it even better. So as you listen to this training right now, I encourage you to really, really pay attention. I encourage you to take notes and to write down the concepts that you hear so that you can have more inspiration around your goals, how to set them, why you set them, and why you either are or are not attaining what you actually want in life. Okay. We're going to be talking about the science behind it. So, no, this is not something that's cheesy of like, ooh, set goals and dream big. Nope. The reason you dream big is because of the things we'll talk about. And there is science backing it. Okay. Just like you have math with 2 + 2 is 4, just like you have science, this turns into that, that turns into this. Gravity, okay? If I walk out the door right now, I know for a fact I'm not just going to float to the sky because gravity pulls me down. It's the same type of thing here. Same type of thing here. The laws of the universe, the laws backing why a person is successful and why a person is not, are found in these two videos now. Under the umbrella of Master Your Mind to Master Your Money, this one's talking about the science behind your goals. The next one will talk about your self-image and how that directly impacts your income. Okay. So if you're a note taker, pay attention. Let's do it. Let's do it together. I'm super excited. Okay. So diving in, I'm going to share my whiteboard and we are going to draw a triangle first and foremost. Okay. Don't judge my artwork. I know it's very cute. If you're a note taker, I want you to draw a triangle as well. And as we walk through things, I'm going to label them with just the letter. I'm not going to write it out with my little finger. Okay. I am going to have you write it out on yours and then listen to the concepts that I'm talking about. Okay. Now, what I want you to write down is first an F right here, and then you can fill in the blank here in just a moment. You're going to put a T at the top. And then right here, put an R. Okay. And then we're going to have a couple of bridges here and a couple of bridges here, and then something incredible down below. Now, what I want you to consider, and I'm going to unshare my screen because I get passionate about this. Okay. What I want you to consider is the types of goals that we set. Okay. The majority of people will start setting a goal and it will be what I call an A-type goal. Okay. An A-type goal, again, write this down. This is a very, very good concept. Okay. An A-type goal is something that you have already done. Okay. It's something that you know you can do. You've already done it. You've proved it in the past. What I mean by that is, let's say I'm talking to my friend named Bobby and I say, hey, Bobby, what kind of car do you want this year? And he says a Pontiac. But then Bobby proceeds to tell me that he has had a Pontiac for the last 4 years and he bought the Pontiac brand new. All I would tell Bobby is cool. So then you're telling me that you've known for 4 years how to get a brand new Pontiac. Well, the reality is him getting another Pontiac this year, that's not a goal. That does not constitute a goal. That's not even worthy of what a goal is. Okay. Write this down for me. What is your definition of a goal? For me, my definition of a goal, the point of a goal is to grow. A goal is something to measure. It's not you have a goal to attain something. The attainment of something happens because of who you have grown into. Okay. It's a measurement. It's a tool that you use to increase yourself, to measure your growth. That's the point of a goal. Okay. If you go in an A-type goal, how I like to call it, if you're thinking of an A-type goal, something that you know you can do, something that you've already done, there's no inspiration in that. In fact, you're going sideways. Now, then the majority of people, if they understand A type goal, they'll go to B type goal. A B type goal, in my opinion, is what you think you can do or what you hope you can do. It's something that maybe you've done something similar in the past, but this, just incrementally steps you up a teeny bit. It's what you believe you can do based on knowledge from the past. Okay, write that down. A B type goal also does not constitute inspiration because it's what you're thinking is possible based on past history. And if your past history is less than worthy of what you actually want, there's no inspiration in that. Again, you're going sideways. There's no growth attached to it. In fact, a B type goal is where you get bored. You set a goal to attain something a little bit more than what you've previously done. And then there's no inspiration. So you get bored, you quit, right? Now, what I want you to think about and what we're going to discuss today on my whiteboard is a C type goal. A C type goal is purely what you want. It's a fantasy. It's something you've never done. It's something you've not experienced. You don't have evidence from the past saying that you can or should do it. You just simply want it. In fact, you just simply desire to have it. And the desire is there, which we'll talk about in a moment here on our triangle. When the desire is strong enough, it turns into a fact. But the only reason and way it turns into a fact is when you are inspired enough to go after it, which we'll talk about here in just a moment. So what I want you to write down as a recap before we dive into a little bit further, A-type goals are what you have already done. Okay. It's what you know you can do because you have evidence you already did it. It's what I would call Groundhog Day because you're getting the same results, right? Because you're setting the same goals. A-type goal is what the majority of people settle in because it's what they feel is realistic. Okay. And then you go into B-type goals. You're trying to have a little bit more inspiration, maybe. So you set a goal of what you think is possible based on past history. But the problem is our past history is lying. Our past history is deceitful. Our past history is just what we thought in here for long enough. And that's what came into our physical world. Okay. B-type goals, you're going sideways. Yeah, you might know or think you can do it. You might believe you can do it, but there's no inspiration attached to it because, again, what's the point of a goal? To grow. And you're supposed to grow by doing what? Something you've not ever done before. Okay. Something that's maybe not accepted from the masses. It's something that you just want, which is what? Your C-type goal. Your C-type goal is something that you've never ever done before. It's something maybe you don't have physical evidence around you for. Maybe other people have done it and you personally have never seen it happen. So what does it do? It inspires you to what? Grow, which is the point of a goal. A goal is a measuring stick, right? It's like a yardstick. You measure who you become by attaining something more, by inspiring yourself to do something you've never done. Okay. C-type goal. The only way C-type goals come into reality is when you're inspired enough to grow and you're persistent enough to do so, all of which we'll talk about here in just a moment. Okay. So in this video, we're going to be talking about C-type goals. C-type goals are just what you want. You have no evidence you can do it. You just simply want it. There's no logic attached to it. There is no reasoning attached to it. It's simply just something that says inside your heart, I desire to have that. I crave having that, right? Whether that's a new house, that's more money, that is paying off debt, whatever the goal, you have the things you have right now based on your thoughts that you have persisted in. And now today, we're going to be setting up C-type goals that are worthy of you. Okay. So let's draw our little triangle again. Okay. We'll draw our little triangle again here. So right here, you have your F, you have your T at the top, and then your R at the bottom. This is what I want you to write down, which I won't take the time to do. I just want you to be able to see it. F is fantasy. That's what F stands for. When you're building a fantasy, a C-type goal, you've never done it before, you simply just want it. For that fantasy to go into the T, a theory, okay, write that down. For it to go from fantasy to theory, you have to do one thing. And I'll just put the acronym for it. Emotionally involved. EI. You have to get emotionally involved with the idea of what you desire to have. It's not enough to just be like, I just want a new house one day. I just would really like more space in my garage. I would just really love to have 2 levels instead of my 1 level. I would like to have 5 bedrooms instead of my 3 bedrooms. That's not enough. Getting emotionally involved means that you put yourself there. Okay. It's what I would call imagined reality. When you imagine a reality that's worthy of you, that steps you up to a higher place, you get emotional. Now, I'm not talking you have to cry. I'm not talking you have to get the chills. I am talking, though, you have to picture it so much in your mind, so well in your mind, that you feel you're there. It's as if it's you right now. Okay. Going from a fantasy, okay, here's my want. I want to make $25,000 a month. Let's say that's your goal. Okay. In order to make $25,000 a month, you have to be so emotionally involved that your fantasy turns into a theory. Now, a theory is a hunch without evidence. It's just a hunch without evidence. I have a feeling that I could do it. I believe that I can, but it's not the B type goal of I believe I can. It's something you've never done before, which constitutes pure inspiration. When you are inspired and you're emotionally involved, write this down. When your emotional involvement is so strong, that emotion gives you your behavior. Your behavior then gives you how you act and what you do, right? What you do gives you what? Your results. So right now, if your results are anything less than what you truly desire, what you truly feel you're worthy of, it's because you didn't start with the right fantasy. You did not start with the right thought for what you just simply want to have and who you want to be. You went into your A type goal and your B type goal too often and said, well, this is what I have evidence of, so this is what I'll settle for, right? No, my friend, we are not doing that anymore. We are being inspired. We're going for something that's a fantasy. So then we can take it to a theory, hunch without evidence, right? Your assumption, you have no proof, you just simply want it. And then to take it from a theory down to, and we'll share it again so you guys can see it instead of me just showing my hands, to take it from a theory down to R, which is a reality. In order to go from theory to reality, you ask yourself 2 questions. Okay. The 2 questions, write this down. The 2 questions are, am I able and am I willing? Am I able and am I willing? Now let's dissect those a little bit. Are you able? Yes. We are the only type of species on this planet who can literally create our environment. Everyone else, everything else, an insect, a dog, the hippopotamus, whatever it is, all of those things are in their specific state. That's it. They cannot create something from here. We are the only species on the planet, being humans, that we can literally create something in here and have it come into our physical world, into the physical form. Okay. Because of that, in this type of video, this type of training, we get to take advantage of what it means to actually create something in here and bring it in here, our physical world, our physical results. Okay. So am I able? Yeah. You are the highest form of creation. You are the only one who can actually create something from here first. It's an idea. An idea, when penetrated, an idea, when persisted in, comes into the physical form, because when you think so hard about something and you picture that and you get what? Emotionally involved, as we said, when you get emotionally involved, your behavior changes. And when your behavior changes, your results change. If you behave in a certain way, you get a same type of result. Just like if you plant a certain pumpkin seed, you get what? A pumpkin, not a lemon. You would get a pumpkin. What you reap, you sow. This is what that means. This is the science behind karma and being able to have a choice and a consequence. You choose to plant the pumpkin seed, you will get the consequence of a pumpkin, not a lemon, not a strawberry, You reap what you sow. You sow what you reap. That's the truth. It goes hand in hand. It's together at the same time. Now, when you get emotionally involved, your behavior changes, which then gives you your results. So again, I'll ask you, if you look at your physical results right now and it's anything less than what you want, it's anything less than what you actually desire, you get to do what? Change your thought, which changes what you fantasize about. Fantasy meaning it's a dream. You've not done it. You don't have evidence. You just simply want it. There's no logic behind it. There's no reasoning behind it. You just want it. That's it. Okay. You take that fantasy, you then move it to a theory because of what? Emotional involvement. Emotional involvement. And I'll explain how to do that in a moment. Theory down to a reality. So that reality is a fact. What you desired at one point with no proof, no evidence is now your reality. How incredible would that be? Now let's just take again the goal of $25,000 a month. That's $300,000 a year. And working in the online space, as many of you do, which is why you're on this training, you know that you want the time freedom. You know that you want the financial abundance. You know that the combined of those are real freedom, real success, right? In order for that to be a reality, you have to answer those two questions. The first one, again, am I able? You know that you're able. Okay. Let's circle back to the second question. Second question being, am I willing? Am I willing? Okay. So you've got your fantasy, theory, reality. For it to be a reality and turn into a fact, you have to answer these two questions. Am I able? Yep, we already discussed that. Am I willing? We're discussing that now. Am I willing to do what it takes? It's not, am I willing to do it until my parents hate on it? Am I willing to do it until I get heat from a social media platform? Am I willing to do it until I get sick? Am I willing to do it until, no, this is when you do not have an escape plan. There is no plan B. There is nothing stopping you. You are only going to do it because you said so. Okay. The willingness is these two things. The desire to change is strong enough. The discipline has no choice but to follow through. Write that down. Desire to change is strong enough. The discipline has no choice but to follow through. When you actually understand that, those concepts, you are willing. And when you are able and you are willing, you have awareness to those things and you've made a committed decision, absolute committed decision, not I'll do it until, or maybe what if, and nope, you don't hold excuses. You only hold results, right? When you're willing and when you're able, that right there is what turns it into a true goal. For it to be a goal, going from a theory to a reality, for it to bridge the gap between am I willing, am I able, that turns into a goal. Those two questions, when answered correctly, turn it into a goal. That goal, then when you are willing and you're able, turns into a reality. Okay. And then the best part, once your reality is here and it's a fact, guess what you get to do? You get to start over. And you do what? You build bigger and better fantasies. The reason that's important is because we as humans are made for one thing and one thing only: growth. We are only here right now talking on this video, reaching the masses with online marketing, being able to work at home, increasing financial freedom, attaining goals, learning, educating, all of those things, because it constitutes growth. So your fantasy, let's say, as the example of making $25,000 a month, to go from the fantasy of $25K a month, okay, $300,000 a year, how incredible is that? To then going to a theory, you get emotionally involved, which is your task here in just a moment. So pay attention. When you take it from a theory to then a reality, it turns into a goal by answering those two questions. Am I willing? Am I able? Do I hold excuses or do I want results? Which one? Because you can't have both, right? And then as a reminder, that answer of am I willing is discipline. Your desire to change is strong enough. Your discipline has no choice but to follow through. You don't hold excuses. You only hold the passion, the discipline for results, to shift, to have something of a more. Okay. When you have something more, you're in the C-type goal. There is growth attached to that. Either you're disintegrating or you are growing. Either you're dying or you're changing. Either you're shifting and leveling up or you're remaining stagnant. Which one do you want? Because when you take it from a fantasy to a theory to a fact, reality, okay, that reality of $25,000 per month, let's say, when that happens to you, now moving forward, you have evidence that you could do something more. You already have evidence. This is the only time that I encourage you to actually rely on your five senses. Take that note down. This is the only time you can rely on your five senses. What you see, smell, taste, touch, hear is when you build a fantasy theory to a reality. Here's your fact. Here's what you have physically in the C-type goal form, right? And then you take that fact and then you get to build bigger and better fantasies. It's not enough to just make 300,000 a year for the rest of forever. Some people do that. In fact, the majority are fine and happy with that. For me, just like you, I'm sure, are not okay with that. You're not okay with it. You want growth. You want inspiration. You want something more to increase, to scale, to maximize, right? That's the point. That's what we're here for, to maximize, to scale, to grow, to inspire. Okay. Now, going back, when you go from fantasy to a theory, this is your homework in the PDF below. The emotional involvement is where people get tripped up. The emotional involvement is, well, I don't cry, so am I doing it right? No, it's not if you cry. It's not if you get the chills. It's that you have a very distinct goal. And because you're so specific with it, you get specific results. To have specific results, you need the emotional involvement. You have to act as if it's yours. You have to act as if it's yours. Write this down. My success is guaranteed. Write it down. Write it down on the top of a brand new piece of paper, because here's your homework for this video. Okay. My success is guaranteed at the top. And then I want you to create a list, a shopping list of every single thing that you want. And I challenge you to time yourself. I want you to time yourself for 15 minutes straight. Yep, take out that phone and literally time yourself. Okay. The reason that's important is because when you put a clock to it, your mind has no choice but to really see it through and to focus. Right here, right now, your goals want you. They want you too. It's not just this random thing you desire, it's that they desire you too. You have awareness to it. So when you take pen to paper and you write down what you want, that emotional involvement turns into a theory. When you're emotionally involved, your behavior changes. Your behavior then gives you your results. It gives you what you have, who you become, right? So to shift your behavior for, I know my success is guaranteed, I'm going to act like it. Your emotional involvement towards your shopping list, the things that you write down, they come into the physical form. So if you want 25K a month, if you want to get out of debt, if you want a bigger house, if you want to get a new car, if you want to take your family on that trip finally to France or whatever it is, you can do that by first getting emotionally involved. You have to know what it is you want in order to get emotionally involved. So your task at the end of this video, stop what you're doing and do it, okay, is to write down your shopping list. The reason, again, you're timing yourself is because there's focus to that. And on top of that, the reason it's 15 minutes of writing something down is because 15 minutes is significant. It's around minute 8 or 9 that you're not going to know what to write down. And that's the point, my friend. The point is that you dig deeper, that you go further, that you really dissect what it is you desire. Because when you can connect what you desire to what it is you want to create, that's when it becomes a reality. Literally, the definition of create is to bring into the physical form, to bring into existence. That's literally the definition. So my challenge for you guys is to write down your shopping list, really dissect it, really be involved, really dig deep for what it is you want. Go further. It's not enough to want a house. What do you want the house to look like? What type of car do you want to have? What year, what make, what model, what color, what interior? Dissect it, because the more specific you are with your goals, the more specific your results. That's just how it works. That is the science backing it. So I challenge you to be focused on your C type goal. Be focused only on your C type goal, what's worthy of you, not something that you've done before, not something that's uninspiring, something that's worthy of you and what you desire. Because when you do that, when you step into your power and say, I can do something more with my life, I can grow, I can impact, you allow others to do the same. Still, we'll see you on the next video, you guys.